What's going on, world? And Wesley from AK Nation TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube, where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And the similar connection that I want to adopt with you is for the love of Real World. Season 31 is here. Go big or go your ass home. And y'all have been asking me, am I going to review it? Am I going to review it? And here is the freaking review. I just got finished watching the episode, and so I couldn't review it over the week because this week was actually kind of taxing. There was a lot going on, and I had a lot of things to do. But today is Sunday, and I actually sat down and watched. I watched the Meet the Castmates special, which was really informative and interesting. I mean, they told us that we have 3 replacements. Or 4 replacements. 3 replacements. So it sucks to know that, 3 people are actually leaving. Sucks. And, then we have the actual show comes on after, Meet the Roommates or Meet the Castmates. So I was actually feeling the cast until... Well, let me get into the review. Okay, so let's go down the line. We have Dion, who's like a jackass. What's the name of that series? It's called Jackass, right? Where they do crazy things, like he's really adventurous. He Tarzan down the stairs, and I thought he was going to break his neck. He dresses as a female, doesn't really care because he's secure in his sexuality. He had a man pull down his pants so you could see his booty, then turned around and said he was a girl. He jumped in the ocean in a crab suit. Like, he's done so many different things. And right off the bat, I see that he's universally in tune, and I'm liking Dion. I'm feeling Dion. Then we're introduced to Kayla. Kayla has this thing called FOMO, fear of missing out, and she doesn't want to miss out on anything. She wants to enjoy life. She wants to be here. She wants to be in the moment. She has a boyfriend, but when she gets on the show, it's not gonna last. And Kayla, I don't know. I don't really know how to read her just yet, but she's okay. Then you have Dean, who was married at the age of 25, got a divorce after 4 months, or going through the process of getting a divorce because he realized that it was the worst decision that he could have ever made. He has a Ugandan accent, which is really cool, and he sounds like, I can't do it, so I'm not going to do it. But he sounds like Will Smith off Concussion. He seems to be universally in tune, too. And when I say universally in tune, I mean... You've gone through a lot of things as far as dealing with multiple diverse personalities to enjoy everyone as a whole. So that's what I mean by universally in tune. So I'm feeling Dean. Dean seems cool, right? You deal with your issues, you go through your issues, then you learn from it. Because this divorce thing, I definitely think has grounded him a little bit more. Then we get to Sabrina, 21 years old. She is going to have sex because she wants to have sex. She loves talking about sex. Her pet peeves are guys who don't know how to fuck their girlfriends well. So she's all about the penis and the vagina. She was adopted. She's afraid of, meeting her mother or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, okay, this chick seems like she's really, really cool. I like her. She seems universally in tune too. So I'm here for it. Then next we're introduced to Jenna, who is 22, a tomboy from the South. If you don't respect the South, you can stay in the North. She's a Republican. She appreciates and respects the Confederate flag because she thinks the Confederate flag represents the South rebelling against the government. Okay. She's against gay marriage, but she's willing to have sex with a female just to get her rocks off. And I don't know. She doesn't have a strong family rooted background. And her philosophy is you either gonna make it or you're gonna break it, or you break it to make it. Some shit like that. I don't know. Jenna, I don't know. She's definitely a product of her environment. I will say that. She is someone that's not universally in tune. I don't think so, but we'll see as the episodes come around. We'll find out. And then we're introduced to CJ. CJ is competitive. She has an extensive list for guys because she feels that guys need to be what a man is supposed to be in order to be with her, right? She's going to school to be a lawyer. Her mother was killed by her father, and her father was killed by the cops. Wow. And her motive for being on the show is that she wants to give off or extend a positive message. I'm here for CJ. I think CJ is really, really cool. I like her with the short hair. I'm not really feeling the long weave. She should have kept the short hair. But I think CJ is cool. CJ, at first glance, though, if I have to be prejudiced, she seems like a hood girl. Like, you know, like she's about that. You know what I'm saying? But then when she talks and you hear her talking about, you know, college and being a lawyer and all of that, I'm like, okay, so she has a mind. You know, hopefully a level-headed, well-rounded, universally in tuned mind. But we'll find out because she was put to the test this particular episode with Jenna. Am I missing anybody? And then we have Chris. Chris, when he did not have any hair, facial hair, he looked like one old church, you know, stereotypical white boy, you know, going to college, fraternity, and all this, like all the stereotypes of a white man. Abercrombie and Fitch, I get all that. When he doesn't have any facial hair. When he puts his facial hair on, you know, he gives you rocker, like the girl said, indie vibe, you know, very, very in tune with fashion style kind of guy. So I'm feeling Chris for right now. I mean, you know, he totally went against his religious upbringing and decided to be gay. Well, not decided, but wanted to be gay, or wanted to tell everybody the truth about him being gay. And you know, he dibbled and dabbled with women, but women, not so much for him. He really likes having sex with men. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Interesting. I don't really care about the replacements. Really don't. Although Dylan probably should have been in the house first. I don't know, but you have Diana, and then you have Karima. I don't really care about them. And honestly, I'm upset that I know that 3 of these originals are leaving. Like, I'm upset. Like, who cares now? Like, about these originals because they're not gonna last. Whatever. They shouldn't have showed us the replacements. They shouldn't have. Then, okay, we started this episode off where they're going to the Nevada desert, which is awesome. I've flown over the Nevada desert, going to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is one of the most beautiful. It's like a beautiful city. It really is. I mean, the Strip is. Vegas is huge, but the Strip, I love the Strip part of Vegas. So once again, we're introduced to Kayla, Dion, Dean, Sabrina, Chris, CJ, and Jenna. The theme of this is go big or go home. Go big or get the hell out of here. Are you going to go big or are you going to go home? And so they have to get into these air balloons. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, we're on Real World Challenge. Like, we're not on Real World. This is Real World Challenge. Okay, no problem. Let's go. Because I didn't fly all the way over here. I didn't drop out of school for this shit to not do it. You know, let's go. So, mind you, I've never done skydiving and I never will. Like, that's one of like my fears is to have to jump from a, oh Lord Jesus, to have to jump from a high height of something. I'm not doing that. No, who wants to do that? I probably wouldn't. No, I wouldn't have went home. Chris goes first, then Kayla, then Dean, Sabrina, Jenna, CJ, and then Dion. CJ kind of gave me this vibe that she wasn't going to go home, but we kind of knew that she was going to do it because, you know, she's in the previews, so we know they get past this first thing, or whatever the case may be. Now they get to the house, which is in another hotel. Once again, they're in Vegas, and I'm loving the house. I'm loving the setup. I'm loving the interior design. I'm loving the bedroom separation. I'm loving the comforters. I'm loving the sheets. I'm loving everything about this house. Although I will have to say that season 15 of Bad Girls Club has had the best reality star, real world, Bad Girls, whatever, house to date. I really love the BGC season 15 house. And so we go from there. Kayla says, now they're at the pool. They're going to the pool. And Vegas is known for pool parties all the time. There's a pool party everywhere. So they go to the pool and Kayla mentions that she has a gold pussy. Now I thought Sabrina was supposed to be, you know, the overtly sexual person. But no, it seems that, you know, Kayla is. And she's like, oh, once you have this pussy, you're not going to leave me. You're not going to go anywhere. Like, all the men love me. They can't get rid of me. They want me. You're going to want me. And she's vying for Dion's attention already. And I'm like, first of all, I don't really see Dion as that hot to me. Like, actually, none of the dudes are hot this particular season. Like, I don't know why. But they're not. They're like, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's always that one hot dude. And I don't know if they were trying to get that with Dean. But Dean, if you put a bag over his head and you know, the rest of the body, okay. But I mean, they all look regular. Everybody, this is a regular looking cast. And I guess that is the real world because the real world looks regular. So she's sitting there telling both these dudes, y'all not gonna be able to resist. Y'all not gonna be able to resist. So the guys go to the bathroom and they're like, come on, bro, come with me to the bathroom. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, whatever. So they go to the bathroom. They go to the bathroom and they dog out Kayla. Now, here's my thing. I don't think I need those notes. They dog out Kayla. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, that's fucked up. And it's fucked up because y'all just met and y'all already starting off on the wrong foot. Y'all sitting here talking about this girl behind her back when all of y'all were just joking, or it seemed like y'all were just joking about the concept of having sex with her and how she's cocky and confident or whatever. Y'all should have just put her shit on blast and be like, no, it's probably aluminum pussy. You know, throw that shit out, recycle that shit, or some shit they were saying. And Kayla took some offense to it, but I like how Kayla came outside and was like, you know I was in the bathroom when y'all were talking about me, right? Aluminum pussy. Their mouths, what? Oh, wow, you were? Like, they were caught off guard. Like, yeah, it was fucked up. They shouldn't be talking about people like that. That's not a good look at all. Like, awkward or whatever the case may be. Dion ends up apologizing to Kayla. Kayla accepts the apology. She moves on. She's good. She's all good. They're getting ready to go out, and you know, Dean makes this statement about how CJ's got to get her face beat in your face or whatever the case may be. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Then Jenna starts chiming in about, is that word applied to everyone? Like, can everyone use that word? Or something along them lines. And Dean's like, yeah, everyone can use the word beat or whatever the case may be. And then Jenna starts going in about the South, about how you black people are really, really cool to hang out with. And I can hang out with black people that are like you, but I can't hang out with black people that are like thug or black people don't want to be treated like the minority, but they act like the minority. And I'm like, okay, day one, we're already getting into this kind of conversation. I see where this woman's head is. Okay, fine. But you know what? Let me allow her to get to know who I am so she can go back to wherever it is that she came from, where they support the Confederate flag, and she will let people know that, yeah, I met some cool black folks. So I'm not going to give her the world star hip hop version. I'm not going to give her the stereotype that they always portray in the news and the media. I'm not going to give her that type of black person, but I am going to teach her about how black people can be. And so, yeah, I was really thrown off listening to her. Like, when people talk like that, I dismiss them, but not in like a negative way. Either I remove myself from the situation or I offer words of wisdom and encouragement so that they can seem to have a broader sense of life, or like a broader scope of what the world really is outside of her state lines, and I have to commend CJ. Because the girls left, like, they're like, oh, I'm not in this for this conversation. They already know what happens when you say the N-word on TV or when you act stupid or whatever about race or whatever, or you sound stupid. They already know how the cameras can make you look, so everyone bounces. Even Dean decides to leave after a minute, and Jenna and CJ are conversing for quite some time. They stayed over 2 hours. They were about that. Excuse me. So they were talking for all this time, and you can see like the aggravation in CJ's face, and she wants to say, girl, shut up. Like, that's what she wants to say, but she doesn't. She allows Jenna to get all of her ways of learning the black man and the black female out into the open. She clears the air. This is what she believes. This is what she knows. And CJ receives all of it and doesn't give her anything. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to hug you because it seems like blah, 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 and this and that and the third. I commend CJ for that. And I was saying to myself, please, girl, do not go off on this girl because the cameras are on you. Do not go off because the cameras are on you. Like, right now at this moment, well, before I even get all into that, then what happened next? Because this was not a lot really happened in this episode. So we get past that. Then, everyone's kind of confused by her disposition or her position with the whole race thing. And you can kind of tell like where everyone is. Sabrina wants to bone Dion. Kayla wants to bone Dion. And I'm thinking, why? Dion has this thing with his hair where he's like, no, every girl wants to braid my hair and they're not braiding my, like, he gets really like pissed off about it. So I'm wondering if someone that he like really thought was grotesque or something braided his hair when he was asleep or something, and now he has a complex. I'm thinking to myself, like, what is the big deal? But whatever. Dean is dealing with the whole marriage thing, so he needs to go through the whole divorce thing. What else happened in this episode? Nothing really else happened in this episode, but the fact that, you know, they had their meeting at the end. And let me just look at these notes real quick, because I'm thinking to myself, okay, so we're talking about the words. Dean says it's not Jenna's fault. Okay, so yeah. Dean is attracted to Jenna, which is interesting because her mind is very unattractive. And he says it. It's not her fault that she grew up where she grew up and that's all she knows. But that's not going to, you know, make his dick not want to do anything. And I'm like, okay, whatever. She's not even that hot. Well, whatever. Whatever works, I guess. And then, you know, they make this comment about, you know, Dean makes this comment about you should call your parents and let them know you're dating a black man. I don't think that will go over very well. I really don't. Then we get past that and we go to the Rise Festival, which was just phenomenal. Like, all those lights going off out and like flying high into the sky, like it looked like a scene out of the Avatar, like when all the lights just, it was just a fucking beauty. I would love to have been a part of that, you know what I'm saying? That was just amazing. And then they have these words on the wall, and the first one was plunge, so we know they did a plunge. And then they have sex on the wall, they have race on the wall, they have something, like they have a word on the wall, and obviously it's going to represent every freaking challenge that they have to do. Now, I didn't watch the trailer for the upcoming episodes because I want to be shocked. We already know that 3 of these mothers are going home, which sucks because I don't want them to go home. After Sabrina called this meeting together and CJ told everybody about her mother being killed by the father and the father being killed by the cops, that it felt like it brought everybody closer. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, because everybody says in the beginning, the middle, and the end that they honestly want to be a team and work together and bond together, and we have to be for each other, I'm all for it. Because I wish that the fucking Bad Girls would do this. I wish that every reality show that houses people together, they have this mentality of being a team and we're not going to go home. I don't know what kind of challenges they're going to have coming up, but 3 of them are going home. And honestly, from this group, I can do without Jenna, I can do without Sabrina, and I can do without Kayla. Those 3 can go. Those 3 can go. I like the dudes. No, I don't really care for Dion. Maybe you can replace Dion with Sabrina. So Dion can go, Jenna could go, and Kayla can go. And the rest can stay, and those 3 can be in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm thinking, because it's 2 girls coming in. So 2 girls go. So I'm just hoping it's Jenna and Kayla. Not, you know. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you guys think are going home? What do you think of the replacements? What do you think of this season? I think this season has the potential to be freaking phenomenal. I think that sex word may have been the next challenge because they're walking through the town in women's clothing, which is not that big of a deal. So something else has to come after that. Like, they have to kiss a guy or something. Like, a girl has to kiss a girl and a guy has to kiss, you know, or maybe they have to be the opposite sex for a week or some shit like that. I don't know, but that seems too lame. Like, who can't put on a fucking dress and walk? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But what do you think these challenges are going to be like? I want you guys to leave comments below. Let me know your thoughts about this particular season, this episode, the twist, go big or go home. I think that's phenomenal. Whoever thought of that is an amazing pro thinker. I'm Wesley from AK Nation TV, the network. Before I go, definitely tune in to Culture Club. Definitely tune in to Sarah So Oliver, the interview, the live interview. I finally met her. Oh, she's my boo. And watch all of the Culture Clubs. It's like 11 episodes up now of the 3rd season. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for tuning in to A Connection TV. And deuces.
Extra things. Okay. So this is completely like your site. Like, it's ran through a third party.
No.
This is your site, launched by you.
It's launched by me, created by me.
And you have actual
Atomic beats. Break lights in the